So I had to find out what all the rage was about. This is Jamaica 5288, and as you know, I'm a Jamaican American raised in the United States by Jamaicans. Well, there's a lot of people, a lot of Americans who have been talking about these delectable cookies that everybody is supposedly, it's all the rage among all the families. It's been around for hundreds of years, right? Well, I made some. I made my own recipe because y'all were confusing me. So I'm not sure if my recipe is the way it should be, but I'll give it to you. These are tea cakes. We're going to have some tea cakes. Two for tea and tea for two. One for me and one for you. All right. All right, I'm going to stop acting up. Let's go ahead and make these tea cakes. This is Jamaica 5288. Please like and subscribe, and let's get to it. Tea cakes. Hello, everyone. This is Jamaica 5288, and we have a couple of holidays coming up. And you know what people like during holidays? They like those tea cakes. You put a little bit of sugar and a little bit of strawberries or blackberries, because I got some blackberries outside. Cool Whip, and you're done. I mean, it's a good treat, and you just use the stuff that you have in your cabinet. Now, I'm going to go over the list of ingredients, and I found out that I'm missing one thing: almond extract. I don't have any almond extract, and I don't have any lemon extract, but I'm going to do what I can with what I got. So I got my vanilla, and I have my nutmeg. So let me go over the list of ingredients. And of course, if I didn't say it, it's tea cakes. We're making tea cakes today. All right, so you need 1 cup of sugar, 1 stick of soft butter, 2 cups of flour, sifted preferably, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 large egg or 2 small ones. I got my own chicken, so I used two of the smaller eggs. 1/4 cup of milk. Now this is my evaporated milk that I made, that I canned in last year, 7/22. So we'll see what's going on with that. Then if you have almond extract, which I do not, you put 1/2 a teaspoon of almond extract, 1/2 a teaspoon of nutmeg, which I have fresh here, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which is right here. Okay, so let's get to it. I got my mixer here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our butter in, our sugar and our butter. So I like brown sugar most of the time, but I do have, I have, why am I using these extra words? I have sugar. So we're going to use some regular granulated sugar, although I don't use it a lot. And we need to get 1 cup of granulated sugar. I have sugar all in it's all over the bottom of this thing. It's okay. 1 cup of granulated sugar. Let me put my stick of butter in, because you're going to use 1 stick of butter, and these will be our wet ingredients. So I'm going to put my 1 stick of butter in, and it's soft. All right, we got that. Then we're going to put the 1 cup of sugar. And you know I'm being liberal with it, right? 1 cup of sugar. Put that back where it belongs. I hope the way it's upside down. Upside down. And seal that off and put it to the side. So we got our butter and our sugar. I said I'm going to do all my wet ingredients. So I want to put 2 teaspoons. First of all, I'm going to mix this together. So we're going to get our mixer, or you get your, you mix it in a spoon, or you take one of those separators. I forget what it's called. And you do that. So we're going to mix this. I I hardly ever use this mixer. This is the first time I've used it in years. Normally I do stuff from hand, by hand, the hard way. But I was like, Jamerica, why are you doing that to yourself? Just go ahead and use what you got. So let me bring you down here so you can see what's going on, okay? Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. Wait till it stops, unlock it, lift it up, push this stuff down. Bring it back down, lock it, mix it back in. So the next thing we're gonna put in is our eggs. So I recommend that you open your eggs, especially since I have fresh eggs. If you have fresh eggs, you want to check to make sure that they're not fertilized, because that wouldn't be good, having a bloody egg in your, I hate to say it, but a egg that is fertilized in your food. So I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna crack my eggs and make sure that they are not they don't have any weird stuff in it. Move this to the side. So I'm cracking my eggs. That's one. It's just fine. See, I'm just making sure. I'm gonna pour that in. I'm gonna start my stir again. Move that, pick it up, take this stuff off the sides. Bring it back down, lock it, start to stir again. Crack my second egg into a separate bowl just to make sure everything's fine. Pour that in. That's done. So let's speed this up a little bit. So let's check our milk. This is milk that it didn't look this color. You see that? This is milk that I preserved a year ago. So, moment of truth. Let's see if it worked. I know it did. But let me show you what I'm gonna do. So whenever I open one of my canned jars, this is canned milk that I can myself. First of all, I'm gonna listen for that sound, right? You're gonna hear you heard that? That's what you wanna hear first, right? So I broke my seal, right? Then I'm gonna smell it. Women smell better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of survival of the fittest, because women have the children. But our sense of smell, most of the time, is better than a man's. Don't ask me why. Look it up. So if you're a man and you don't have a highly sensitive nose, get your sister, your mother, or your wife, or your girlfriend to sniff the milk and make sure it's fresh. And it's fine. Last thing I'm gonna do to make sure that it's good, I'm gonna do a little taste test. Dip my spoon in. It is fine. I got hair in my mouth from my hair. So this recipe calls for 1/4 cup of milk. That's 1/3. Of course, the 1/4 cup of milk is missing. It's over here. Over here laughing at me. So I'm gonna take 1/4 cup of milk. And this milk was fresh milk when I put it, fresh whole milk when I put it in here. And I am going to start the process again. I'm gonna get a lid and put it on this and put it in the refrigerator. Now that it's open, it has to be refrigerated. Remember that. Once you break the seal on your canned goods, your time clock starts. So you got to use this stuff up, okay? And put it in the refrigerator. I'm always dropping stuff. Let me put this in the sink and wash my hands. Okay, so we got this stuff mixing up. Let me turn it off because it's still sticking to the sides. I need to make sure that this stuff gets mixed up. So we have most of our liquids in here. Not all of them though. Everything is going into this one bowl. We are not going to make a bunch of dishes today. Let me scoop that off. I'm just cleaning my spatula off. Or, I forget what this is called. It's not a spatula, but you all know what I mean. Lock it. Start that again. Put that over here. Over here. So we have our vanilla. Because I don't have almond extract, I'm using 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and that should be enough. 2 teaspoons is quite a bit for this recipe. So this is 1 and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. If you can afford it, get the pure vanilla. We used to use imitation a lot when I was a kid, but you know, we didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid. But if you can afford it, get the real stuff. Okay, so we're gonna mix that up. Trying to keep everything as neat as possible. Unlock it once the thing stops. I'm gonna scoop it down again. It smells so good. You know, because I don't have any lemon oil or lemon extract, I wanted to put some lemon juice in there, but I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna do it all. I don't want to mess it up. This smells so good. All right, and we're gonna put some nutmeg in there, fresh. Remember with nutmeg that, excuse me. Remember with nutmeg that it's strong, so you don't want to do a lot. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Till I can smell it. That's enough. That's about a 1/4 teaspoon that I just put in there. Not very much. Put this back down, lock it, mix it back up. You get rid of some of these dishes. You notice that I'm putting the stuff up that I've already used, so I don't, forget and reuse it. If you have a bad memory, and not that I'm gonna forget about this because I can smell it. If you have a bad memory, don't forget to put things away as you're using them, because you might do a double take. I have done that when I was in a rush and forgot, you know, if I put something in there or not. So now we need to do our dry ingredients. Flour. This recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. And I am going to sift it. Although I don't want to, I'm going to sift it. I am going to sift it. I have a sifter, but I don't want to drag everything out of here. I have a sifter, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this. Got all kinds of stuff falling out of here. All kind of utensils falling out. So you sift your flour to make sure that you do not have any lumps in your flour. I'm doing 2 cups. Should have tied my hair up. So I'm gonna do 6 of these. This is 1/3 a cup. So that's 1, 2, 3. Let's sift that out. Now I'll put the salt in here with the flour and mix it up. And the baking soda. All the dry ingredients is gonna go in this bowl. And that is pretty much done. So I can turn that off. I'll do another 3. 2 cups, right? So I'm doing 6 of these. This is 1/3 a cup. So I'll take 6. 2 and 3. Close that up. Remove this flour and put it back where I found it. Back to where you once belonged. All right, I'm gonna sift that. There were a couple of lumps in here. Not many, but that's what I have left. Little bitty stuff in there. Put that in the sink. Now I need to get how much salt? A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There it is, that's a 1/4. This is sea salt, fine grade sea salt. So it gets stuck together because there's no anti-caking agent in it. So you don't want to do it over. You don't want to do it over your You don't want to do it over your flour. Okay. So that's done. Baking powder. 2 teaspoons. That's a lot. But that's what it says. I don't know about that. I guess tea cakes are supposed to be like tea, you know, between a cookie and a cake, but 2 teaspoons to me is a lot. Okay, I should have tied my hair up. This is not a good look with this hair. All right, I'll take my spoon and mix that stuff up. All right, unlock this and move this up. Trying to get all our dry ingredients mixed in together. And pour it in the bowl. We're gonna put it in a little bit at a time, and we're gonna start mixing it at a low speed. You don't want a whole bunch of this flour to puff up in your face, so add it slowly. Just take your time because no one wants a mess. I know I don't. No more of a mess than I already have cooking. Now my mom used to tell me, nobody likes a messy cook, Jamerica. Nobody likes a messy cook. I didn't have to clean the kitchen after I cooked. My brothers did it. that was their job. So I would cook, they would clean it, but they would be upset if I made a mess. So I tried not to, tried not to make too much of a mess for them. I didn't think that was right. I had a sense of justice. So. Okay, I'm gonna unlock this. I'm gonna put some more flour in there. Knock this stuff down because it's going on the side of the bowl. Let me bring you closer so you can see what's going on. Closer, closer than close. Okay, so I'm just gonna add all of it in there. I can't be so bothered. I can't be going back and forth. I mean, I ain't got time for that. Who got time for that? Put all my dishes in this bowl. Mix this up a little bit. Help this mixer out. Not that the mixer needs any help. But I don't feel like scraping and scraping and scraping. I just don't. I just want it to be over. I'm just joking. This is not hard. This is super easy. One of the easiest things you can do. One of them. The hardest thing about these, or the tea cakes, is the fact that you have to put these in this dough in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours until it gets hard enough for you to cut up or roll out and make cookies out of them. Some people use cookie cutters or biscuit cutters, and other people, they just roll it into a roll and they cut it like, you know, the cookie dough you buy in the supermarket from Pillsbury. They roll it into a cylinder like that, and then they just cut it. I may do it that way because I don't want to roll it out. And I feel like rolling it out wastes a lot of dough. Okay, let's put this back down. Lock it. Start the mixture. Let the mixer do its work. Put all this stuff away while y'all are watching that. Oh, it's not a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of ingredients to this thing. It's so simple. Turn it off, unlock it, lift it up, and I need to knock this stuff back down. Knocking the sides down. Just making sure, where's my spoon? Making sure that I get everything off the sides and I don't get a whole bunch of flour or something stuck together on the bottom or the side of the bowl. I can't get it off the spatula, whatever this thing is called. All right, put that back down, lock it, make it do its work. Okay, it's been going for a little while. I feel like it's done. So I'm gonna get the board and I'm gonna go get a scoop of flour. I don't want to do this on my granite countertop. I'd rather do it on the board. So I'm gonna pour some flour on the board. Sorry, I need to let you guys see what I'm doing, huh? And I need to fix this camera so my head is not cut off right here. Okay, so I put some flour on the board. I'm gonna sift, level that out a little bit, right? I may have to get some more flour. We'll see. Unlock the mixer and then just lift it up. Our hook has some dough on it. Let me get that off. Or batter. It's supposed to be a dough, but it's really loose. It's thicker than a cake, looser than a cookie. Take this off. I'm gonna take my spatula or this tool, and we're gonna get this stuff out of here. Oh, come on. It was rolling off and then it just stopped. It's like, I'm gonna give her a hard time. I'm gonna give Miss Jamerica a hard time because she is on camera. Don't embarrass me. Tea cakes. I had to look at the name because I forgot what I was making. Don't embarrass me. You understand me? There's another pastry that I want to make that Jamaicans make. It's called bulla. So I'll make that for you one day. That's a little bit harder, well, a lot harder than this. But that's what a lot of children get in the morning when they get ready to get sent off to school. A bulla, and they send them off to school. Now in Jamaica, going to school is not free. Your parents have to pay for you to go to school. They don't pay, you don't go. So we in the United States are very lucky to have a free education system. Well, I shouldn't say free because it's paid for with the tax dollars. So every time I look at my property tax, I see the school on there. School is the highest. Not complaining though. But in Jamaica, your parents have to pay. Jesus Christ, this stuff is sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Roll it down. Trying to get the flour on there. Put some flour on my hands. How about that? Come on. Apparently I don't know if I mixed it well enough. It's this thing. It's coming off. It's not coming off the way I want it to. Let me get some more flour. Look at me. Look at that. That's not the way it's supposed to be. 1/3 of a cup was not enough flour. The best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Okay, that's better. All right, starting to work. I need to get this stuff off of my hands. I know what a cookie dough is supposed to feel like, and this is not it. Just add more flour, Jamaica. Add more flour, girl. I was thinking to myself, that doesn't seem like enough flour. How many cups did I put in here? 2 cups? That should have been enough. But I did put milk in here, so that made it wetter. Everybody's tea cake recipe is different. Everyone's. Mine is different than everybody else's. It's just, I mean, and I watched it a couple of times. I was like, okay, I want to make sure, you know, that somebody doesn't have a better one than me. Because, you know, I try to do the best I can. I watched a lot of people. Charlie Andrews, Granny Karma, one of the soul food channels. I even watched Paula Deen. Don't tell nobody. She had one, so I watched her. But man, everybody's was different. Some people had a wet mixture. Some people had a hard ball, looked like a piece of bread dough. It's like, okay. Just in my eyes, I just said, you know what, Jamaica? Just do what you want, do what you can. Do the best you can. And I do, as usual. I need to get some more flour. Come to think of it, they did put a lot of flour on their boards. I was wondering why. I was like, wow, that's a lot. Because I do pie crust and we don't put that much on here. And they were like, oh yeah, just I'm gonna put another cup of flour on this board. And I was like, why are they doing that? Well, now I know. Because this is a wet dough. All right, I just want to incorporate it together. And I don't want to lose any. I just want to incorporate it together where it doesn't stick to my parchment paper. Just trying to get it done. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. You know I'm rustic, right? Still a wet dough though. Kind of irritating to me because I am not used to working with a wet dough. Let me get some more flour and some parchment paper. Okay, I've got my parchment paper. Here's my thing. And I got my flour. Now it's starting to get to the right consistency. That's more like it. The other way was just too wet. I'm gonna adjust that my recipe because it's too wet. Way too wet. Look at that. All of that cookie on my hand. Cookie that should be going into the pot is on my hand. All right, better. Then I thought to myself, well, Jamaica, you know what? You don't have any almond extract, but you do have almonds, girl. Why don't you crush some almonds up and put it in there? But I decided not to. Because that's not what the recipe called for. That is not what the recipe called for. All right. We're going to wash our hands off. And I'll put some flour on the parchment paper and we're going to make it into a cylinder. Ooh. Oh, she may get weary. Young girls, they do get weary. Wearing that same old shabby when she gets weary. Try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah. You won't regret it, no, no, no. Young girls, they won't forget it. Love is their only happiness. Do-do-do-do-do. It's how I entertain myself. And what I have Etta James in my head at last. But we'll see if that song is applicable when I finish these tea cakes. I don't want to sing at last, and it's not. It's not. How am I going to dry my hands? We have my paper towels. Just a minute, y'all. Let me get some paper towels, wipe my hands off. I'm going to drop this dough, roll it into a cylinder. You'll see it in a second. And I'm back. So, apparently it has some water on the counter, but I'm still going to use this parchment paper. I'm going to roll this out, and we're going to make it into a cylinder. Because Jamaica says so. That's why. That's why we're doing it this way. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got no time to be playing with these cookies. They already giving me the blues. Being all wet. But that's the reason why you put them in the refrigerator. It's because, now Jamaica, this ain't no bread. This is a cookie. It's supposed to be round. Make sure I got flour everywhere so I don't get stuck to the paper. So I'm going to take this and I am going to roll it. Roll it. I want to do it tighter than that. You know, there's a thing called perfectionist. It's a sickness that some people have. Apparently, I have it. And, you know, nothing in life is perfect. People are not perfect. And neither is this dough. All right. I thought I was going to have, you know, the perfect dough. I thought I was going to have the perfect dough, but apparently not. So I have this in my parchment paper, right? And we're going to stick this in the refrigerator for 2 hours. And I'll see you then. But let's see how it comes out. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine. What I don't like about cooking, what I miss about home is my brothers used to have to deal with the aftermath. The disaster that once was Jamaica's kitchen. Anyway, let me go ahead and get it clean. I got the stuff in the refrigerator, and I'll see you in about an hour, 2 hours, a couple of seconds for you guys. Just a sec. So, while we're waiting for our cookie dough to firm up in the refrigerator, let's go ahead and preheat our oven to about 350 or to 350, not about 350. Okay. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, and I'm back. So let's check the refrigerator. I can't wait any longer. It's been an hour, not 2 hours. I already have the oven. Oh yeah, it's pretty firm. Not as firm as it could be, but it's firm enough. I'll just have to work quick, huh? Let's move you down. Let's take a look at what I'm working with. So here we are. We're gonna open up our little wax paper. Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get another piece of parchment paper and I'm going to roll this thing out because, let me see if I can roll it out because I don't know, not sure. Okay. I'm going to roll this thing out. Find my rolling pin. I'm working quickly because I only left this in the refrigerator for an hour. Now some people roll these out pretty thin, but I'm not going to. It looked like the people who roll them out thin, and this is like this is my second time making this. The people who rolled them out thin, they were all crunchy and falling apart. I don't want it that way. I want some juicy cookies. I want some juicy tea cakes. So, I am not going to roll them super thin. All right. That looks about right to me. Good enough for Jamaica work. We say good enough for government work, but get my little roasting pan out. Working fast because, as I said, I only left this in here for a little while. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and do the cookie cutter. That's one. I do not want them to touch. You know, there's some kids that don't like their food to touch. Well, I'm one of them people who don't like my cookie to touch. They get all, they're supposed to be circles, and that's what I want them to be, circles. Not no haphazard looking piece of dough. I was like, okay, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna go through the trouble of getting your cookie cutter or your biscuit maker, go ahead and make sure they don't touch. I know they're gonna spread out, but you don't have to let them spread out that much. You don't have to assist them in the spreading. How many of these cookies do I want to make? We are not going to be able to eat a lot of them. And I'm going to save the rest of it for a rainy day. For a day where we're stuck in here, can't do anything, and we didn't want something sweet. Okay. So I made 3, 6, 7, 8. I made 8 cookies. I'm going to take this, right? And I'm going to roll it together. I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator. Make a cylinder out of it. Oh, man. Come on, Jamaica. Knead it a little bit. Okay. Make it back out of a cylinder. It's like those cookies that we buy from the store, the Pillsbury Doughboy cookies. I'm going to do this. And roll it. And I'm gonna put this in the freezer. All right, that's separate. Now, look at me. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Just a second, we're gonna put this in the oven. My oven is preheated to 350. I'm gonna take these cookies and I am going to put them in my oven. Don't judge me. Ouch. For 12 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes and on 350, and I'll see you in 12 minutes. We're going to check to see if they're a golden brown. We don't want them too dark, okay? So I'll see you. I'll see you soon. I'll just see you in a second. I'm so excited. Can you tell? Okay, so I have these cookies. I'm going to put them in a bag, and we're going to mark the bag. We're going to mark our bag, a little Ziploc bag. Woo! Jesus. Here we are. Okay, so I have my bag. I'm going to take the rest of my cookie dough and save it for a rainy day. Because I do not waste. Well, raised that way. We don't waste anything. Put tea cake on there. Tea cake dough. There we are. That's down. I'm gonna put it in the freezer, and we have 10 minutes on our timer. It's gonna be 12 to 20 minutes. We'll see. Every oven is different. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, let's see. I'm so excited. All right, timer off. Let's take a look-see. I don't think they're done. I'm going to give them about 3 more minutes, maybe 4. They look a little doughy to me, and I don't want to eat dough, so see y'all in 4 minutes. I wish you could smell what I smell. because it smells delicious. But we don't know. We don't know. All right. Jury is still out. Timer off. I don't want to burn my cookies. I'm pulling them out. Yeah, it look a little brown on the bottom. Little brown. Little brown. All right, Jamaica. Let's see if you did it right, girl. Turn the oven off. Where's my cookie rack? Because I do not want my bottoms burnt. Do not. Here's my rack. See, you know, I don't put nothing where it belongs. I ain't nobody to blame but myself. Nobody. Where's my rack? Oh, there it is. See, he was there all the time laughing at me. Laughing at me. Okay. So here's my rack. Right. Let me get a little, oh man, I gotta get something that's not gonna scratch up my nonstick. Oh, these are interesting. I'm gonna put them out. They are nice and cylinder. They are nice and round. Let me pull you closer so you can get a good look. I know I look crazy. Y'all need to look at me. Look at the cookies. There we are. They're coming right off of the bottom. Look at the bottom of them. Very good. You know, that chef, that pastry chef, she was so unfair to me. Get over it, Jamaica. It's been years. But the injustice. What is this on this cookie? The injustice, I tell you, the injustice. All right. We're not going to be greedy for the food. I'm going to wait till it cools off so I don't burn my taste buds off. And then we'll see if I give you a song or not. If I'm like, you know, we'll see. It ain't going to be no bulla. I know that. Okay, moment of truth. Which one am I going to pick? This one. So look at that. Isn't it cute? Perfect, right? Let's see how it tastes. I've had these cookies before. These taste like my grandma's cookies that was in the tin that we used to get like at Thanksgiving. Excuse me. My grandmother's something right now. She slapped me upside my head because you put your hand over your mouth when you talk with food in your mouth. These taste like the cookies my grandmother used to get in the tin for Thanksgiving and Christmas with the little sugar crystals on top. That's what these are. I like them. Trying to think of what I could do with this. I can't eat ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant. These are good. You can sell these. And they're cakey. Look. See that? They're not hard. They're not hard as a chip like I saw some people. I hate to talk about people. But I was watching some other YouTubers and I was like, well, I'm not going to adjust my recipe to be like theirs because I don't like hard cookies. And these are not hard. They're crispy on the sides, but they're soft in the middle. They're good. They're good. I'm not going to sing for you, though. Because I want to say, at last, my love. Nah. This is more like, you know, Mr. Right and Mr. You'll Do. I'll make them again. Because this reminds me of my grandma's cookies. My grandmother's sugar cookies. And she spent so much money on. I don't even remember what the name of the brand was. But I could see the tin. And they had big old sugar crystals on top. Well, If you don't want to spend the money and you want to give Christmas gifts and you want to put a little bit of frosting on there, maybe I could put some caramel frosting on top of these. I'm going to figure out something to do with it. And next time I make them, I'll make sure I get some almond extract and put it in here, and some lemon extract. There, a lot of the ladies did that. But for just putting vanilla and nutmeg in there, these are pretty good. Make them for your kids. They're not as sweet as normal cookies, but they're good. Man, I know what I can, they're not exactly like this, but they compare to, man, I'm going through my stash. You tell I don't eat these much often. Vanilla wafers. That's what I can use these for. Banana pudding. This. Make them thinner, and instead of buying banana wafers, use these. That's gonna be one of my next dishes. I can make some banana pudding. I don't necessarily like buying this. I've had this for a long time. I don't know if this is expired or not. I digress. So, now that I've made a mess, and open this cabinet, got all kind of peanuts on the floor and everything. Here we are. Tea cakes. Vanilla wafers. Not saying they're the same, but they're close. This is Jamerica 5288. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. We are gonna make some banana pudding with this dough. I don't know what's in here, but they all have that warning on there. There it is. Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Right there. You see that? A lot of these products have it now. So just make your own. It's Jamerica 5288. I thank you all for being with me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! Make some banana pudding with tea cakes. It'll work. It will work. Trust me. Aha!